Is Abram and Abraham the same person? That's a very easy question to answer, and in a nutshell the answer is yes. When we are talking about Abram and Abraham, we are indeed talking about the same person. We first read of Abram in Genesis 11, where God gets hold of his life, God starts to work in his life, and in the chapters that follow we read various accounts of Abram and the things that he does and God does through him. But then we read in Genesis 17 that God himself changes his name from Abram to Abraham. And I'm reading from the Bible, Genesis 17 and verse 3. And it tells us that Abram, the original name there still, fell face down, and God said to him, "As for me, this is my covenant with you. You will be the father of many nations. No longer will you be called Abram, your name will be called Abraham, for I have made you the father of many nations." Abram, the original name, means exalted father, but Abraham, the new name that God gave him, means the father of many. Actually, at the same time, Abraham's wife, originally called Sarai, her name too was changed by the Lord to Sarah. And again, in a similar way, Sarai is singular, whereas Sarah means of the multitudes. Names were very important in biblical times, and perhaps today when parents name children, they don't think too much about the actual meaning of the name. But in the Bible times, when children or indeed name changes took place, like we read about here in the scripture, they were carefully thought out. What God was doing by changing the name of Abram to Abraham is that he was sealing his promise. The covenant that he had made with this man was now being sealed by a very outward sign, the name that he bore. So Abram and Abraham are indeed the same person, and when we read the scriptures from Genesis 11 to Genesis 17, we find that God, as he works through this man's life, comes to the point where the name is changed from Abram to Abraham.